Welcome to SpeakerHUB. We're going to help you all to get booked on some more stages. Hopefully you find this valuable. I'm going to probably spend an hour or so today. These are meetings that we used to do on a weekly basis, but we're going to bring them back on a, more frequent basis because we need to get more people on stages. So glad to have you here. And would love to know where you're from if you get a moment. And yeah, we can start a conversation. I think more people are going to be squeezing in the next 5 minutes. This room should fill up to at least 50 people. I'm expecting. It was a little late notice, but I think it's good because it shows those who are looking for immediate help. So this is good. Mitchell, how's it going? Welcome. Bart, again, welcome. Keith, welcome. I'm Ron Story. I am the head of product at SpeakerHUB. Angela is our head of operations. She keeps the boat going with our 30 or so employees. And we're all just dedicated to getting you all booked on more stages. So a lot of cool stuff happening with SpeakerHUB, including the big transition that we made back in June, and a lot of the cool things we have coming up for 2025. I have a huge announcement for 2025. One of the biggest things that I think that the speaking industry is seeing is a huge partnership that we've secured, that we've made, fostered. I don't know what word we should use, but we signed the papers. So we got this partnership in place. It would be equivalent to having Michael Jordan sponsoring a basketball camp, or Lionel Messi sponsoring a football camp. We have someone of that caliber that we've partnered with to do a lot of our speaker training going forward. And it's going to be exciting. I can't wait to share it when more people get in the room, and we'll get into it. In the meantime, if you want to hop on and introduce yourself, that's cool. Feel free to unmute. You have that ability, and introduce yourself to me, and let me know who I'm talking to. Look like we just lost one.
He'll come back.
Oh, they'll be back. I'm not concerned. We've had hundreds of people in these calls, so last week was good. The summit was good, and glad we were able to get that done.
And those replays are still available, so people can watch.
Yeah, the replay is great. It's gonna be great. So let me stop the share here, because I think it still has me sharing audio. There it is. That's turned off now. Yeah, the replays are great. I mean, 36 amazing speakers at the Pro Speaker Summit over the last, what was it, the 15th through the 17th. Over 1,000 people attended. We had great speakers such as Les Brown, Matthew Pollard. I mean, a lot of people.
Kim Coles.
Robert Kennedy III, Kim Coles, Christine Miles. Her session on listening was incredible. A lot of cool stuff. So let's just let more people come in. It'd be funny because everybody tried to join my room yesterday. I don't think it was very clear that it was starting tomorrow. But a lot of people joined the room yesterday while I was in the meetings. But yeah, that was a great summit. If you haven't been to the Pro Speaker Summit or watched the replays, be sure to go check that out. A lot of cool stuff happening.
It's completely free. You don't have to pay anything for it. No.
Yep, we cover the cost of everything, so there was no direct cost to any of our anyone who wanted to participate. So it was great. Bart, Keith, are you guys there or no? Okay. Well, I'll just wait until other people come in, then we can start having a conversation. This is a Ask Me Anything session, so you can ask me any questions you have on how to get booked for more stages.
Why was the Pro Speaker Summit important? Like,
To
why
me?
did, yes.
Oh, yeah. I mean, because I think everybody's trying to sell somebody something nowadays instead of help them. They're like, hey, pay me for the secrets. And if you go listen to those 37 speakers, the secret is get to work. I mean, that's really like, that's the secret. The secret is outwork everybody. And there's no click one button and you're going to be rich. It's get out, reach out to the event planners and get booked. Tim, good to see you, man. Glad to see you on camera. So a bunch of people are entering now, right on time. Where are you from, Tim?
Just outside Cape Town, South Africa.
Oh, wow. What time is it there?
6 p.m.
Okay, that's good. That's good. I'm glad it's not like 3 in the morning. I'm like, oh, I feel so bad.
That would be commitment. That would be serious commitment.
Yeah, we had someone in a group last week. I think she was from Australia, and it was, yeah, she was up way, way, way too early in the morning for me. But I was glad she decided to join us. SpeakerHUB, 60% of our customers are outside of North America. So we have to be very conscious since I live in the Western Hemisphere in South America. I always have to make sure that we're doing these things in a time zone that works for most people. If you're in a time zone and you can't make it, we'll always have the replays that will be available that you can check out the replay to see, to find out what you missed. So Tim, thanks for staying with us long at work and joining us. And Lena, where are you from?
Good morning. Thanks, Ron. I'm based in Arlington, Virginia, so I'm in the DC metro area.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, my family's from Hampton Roads, right down the street. So
Great,
I know that area very well.
great, great. I apologize for my appearance. It was
No,
either this or miss this this call.
No. You're fine. Look at my appearance. You know, so
We haven't brushed our hair either. It's fine.
we're very informal with our meetings. You know, we're not trying to we're trying to get better. We're not trying to, you know, impress people. We're just trying to help people to get on more stages. So
Yeah.
I appreciate you taking the time to join us.
Thank you.
Oh, the room is filling up pretty fast now.
It is.
And
I'll
you got
take
to deal
care
with
of it.
this. I
I
can't
got
take
it.
this many people.
It's okay. I'll take care of
It's
it.
like so many people coming in, you know. John, good to see you. How are you? John Whitehead. Good to see you. Where are you from?
Hi, Ron. Good to meet you too. I'm calling you from Kelowna, British Columbia.
Okay. No, that's incredible. That is incredible. And a lot more people. Jen is Goldwater. Where are you calling in from?
Hey there, I'm in Silver Spring, Maryland.
Oh, you're neighbors to Lena. You and Lena live
Yeah.
next door to each other.
Oh, yeah, Lena, where do you live?
Sorry, I was on mute. I live in Arlington, Virginia.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
Very
just
close.
on two different sides of the
Two
DC
different
metro
sides
area.
of DC. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
very
That's
close. Sally, good to see you. Where are you calling in from?
Just outside Charlotte, North Carolina.
Okay, all right. I always call North Carolina the capital of public speaking. 1 out of every 3 people I have meetings with on a daily basis are usually from North Carolina. And I didn't realize until I started like taking notes. I'm like, are you from North Carolina? Yeah, I'm from Charlotte. I'm like, they have the most public speakers. It's like if Hollywood was for actors and Michigan is for cars, North Carolina is for speakers. I promise you. You know, we should do an informal poll. Let's remind me, Ange, to look through the SpeakerHUB database to see how many of our 62,000 speakers are in North Carolina. I think it's going to be a large number. Right.
Interesting.
Good to see
Okay.
you guys. Hey, I see some people I know. Oh, this is great. Kelvin Lewis, where are you from, man? Nice to meet you.
Hey, I am in Texas. Good morning, good afternoon.
Oh yeah, yeah. Good to meet you.
Mhm.
Nice to meet you. Let's see, who else is in there? Kimberly, Dr. Kimberly, where are you from? Tell us.
I am from Columbia, Maryland.
All right, all right. Virginia's winning. DC is winning today. It's getting close. Zand, let's see, Zand. Hello, and where you from, Zand? Put it in the chat.
Vancouver, Washington.
Vancouver. Okay, all right. I didn't even know that existed. I knew about Vancouver, Canada, but maybe they're right on the border, kind of like St. Louis and East St. Louis. You know, that's cool. Dennis, where are you from? Full Throttle Leadership.
I'm outside of Chicago, in the northwest suburbs.
Cool, 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 cool. Yeah, I spent a lot of time in Chicago, so I know that area very well. That's pretty cool. Yeah, no, guys, I want to kind of get started, and I want to thank you all for joining us for what will be a daily session. So any day of the week, if you ever have any issues, if you're new to SpeakerHUB, if you've been around SpeakerHUB for a long time, you'll be able to hop on every day at the same time, 11 a.m. Central Time, noon Eastern, and get any of your questions asked live by me or someone on our staff. SpeakerHUB, to kind of give you a little history on Thursday, I am coffee, and you've probably seen some changes over the last 4 months of improving the technology, improving a lot of the things that we've been doing. So we're excited to have you all a part of the new SpeakerHUB, which now introduces over 4 million speaking opportunities. Let me say it again, 4 million. There's 3.5 million podcasts. There are 209,000 worldwide associations that have monthly meetings or annual banquets that need speakers. There are 173,000 media outlets, journalists, and things of that sort, and 45,000 worldwide conferences that have been added to the SpeakerHUB database. We're growing and adding about 1,000 speakers a month to the database since we acquired it. And we want to get that up to about 2,000 a month over time. So there's going to be a lot of changes that are happening with SpeakerHUB, but all of those changes are directed by you guys. As Dr. Kimberly, who's worked with us for several years, is one of our clients, she understands that we listen to what you have to say and we implement it. But we also, our job is to push you to get on more stages. So we're going to hold you accountable to big water juggling. But it's always a two-way street. You always get freely to me. You're not going to hurt my feelings. I promise you. I've heard worse. Okay. I grew up in the most dangerous city in America. I've lived in the most dangerous city in the world, in San Pedro Sula, Honduras. I ain't scared of you. Okay. So your sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. So feel free to give us candid feedback about how we can help you and how we can improve your experience with SpeakerHUB. So I really want to open this up for the first 15 minutes to really just answer a lot of your questions. So if you have questions about the current SpeakerHUB, the past SpeakerHUB, or the future SpeakerHUB, I would love to answer those questions. Or if you just want to know how to get on more stages, let me give you a bit of my background. I've booked over 10,000 meetings with meeting planners. I've personally interviewed over the last 4 years over 4,000 speakers on a one-on-one Zoom call, right? I built a company from scratch with no customers to over 3,000 people that pay us for PitchDB, which is our previous company that we used to buy SpeakerHUB. So I know what it's like to talk to people on a daily basis and get real feedback. Every feature that you see in SpeakerHUB is because of feedback from a speaker. I'm not a speaker. So I listen to you guys, I listen to what you want, and we build that. Is that fair? So the floor is open. Feel free to unmute, introduce yourself, let everybody know who you are, and then just ask whatever questions you may have. Who wants to go first? Don't be shy. I'll start calling on people. All right, Sally, go ahead. What's your first question?
My first question is, I would love to get on more stages. How do we find out the information? Is it pay to play? Is it free stages? Tell us a little bit more about this because that's all I know at this point.
Yep. So let me make sure I understand your question. Your question is, are the stages that we have pay to play, free, or do they pay up front, right?
Correct. Correct.
Okay. So I'm a firm believer. I don't believe in free speech, right? Meaning I don't believe you should be speaking for free. Is that fair? So I believe that there are 3 ways to get paid to speak, though. I don't believe you always get paid up front. Sometimes you get paid during the event. They may give you a booth in the back to sell your products or services. They may let you sell from the stage, things of that sort, right? And then the third way you can get paid is afterwards. So when you go on a podcast, they normally don't pay you to show up on the podcast.
Correct.
Since it's just you and the host, you're not getting paid during that interview. But when the podcast comes out, you get paid afterwards when people come and they find you because they heard you on the podcast or saw you on YouTube. So I think the speaker's job is to get paid all the time, but you have to determine before the event how you will get paid. The best speakers, now, I've worked with over 300 speakers as their booking agent in the last 12 months. So I'm going to tell you what I've learned from them. The best speakers know how they're going to get paid before they take the gig. Now, some people see pay to play as a bad deal. I got contacted by the National Speakers Association in the United States in July when they found out that we had bought SpeakerHUB. Their conference was in August. The speaker lineup was already set. Okay, there was no way for me to try to pitch myself to be a speaker there. But I knew I needed to announce that SpeakerHUB was coming to the US and it was going to be bigger than ever. Right? So I said, hey, I want 30 minutes. And they said, we don't have 30 minutes. I said, you want my sponsorship? I want 30 minutes. Right? So I ended up spending about $25,000 to get 30 minutes on stage. Now, some people say, $25,000, I wouldn't pay to do that. If you don't have a product to sell on the back end, you should never do that. But I have a product to sell. I was going to get the largest speaking organization in the US, the most prominent one, to endorse my product in front of all of the people who were at the conference. So it made sense for me to make that investment to pay to play on that stage because they had to listen to me, right? Now, do I think everyone should do that? No. But do I think that speakers should only get paid for speaking? No. I think you should have other products and services because it's a speaking business. Does that make sense, Sally? Did that answer your question?
It makes sense.
There's 3 ways to get paid: before, during, and after. The best will get paid in 2 of those ways all the time. Even if they paid me to show up, I will still have a great call to action or deliver on stage so that people want to find me afterwards to hire me for more gigs or to buy my consulting. Is that fair?
Mhm.
Now, let me give you a great reason. This is my own personal belief. I have stats to back it, but I'll just tell you I'll give you a disclaimer that this is my personal belief. You make less money getting paid up front than you will getting paid being able to sell from the stage. Let me give you a great example of this. If someone, let's say, Sally, what do you charge for speaking? If you don't mind. You can make up a number if you don't want to tell
I've been
the truth.
paid twice, $1,000. I did do a free speech to an insurance company, a fill-in. They paid for my flight, and from there, I've gotten 15 clients. So, like you were saying, I didn't get paid, but I got 15 clients.
Yeah, how much do you get per client?
I'll be honest, about $7,000.
Okay, so you made 85 grand. Right.
Since I spoke in April, and I'm still getting clients from that meeting.
Exactly. You made 85 grand, and you're gonna tell them, "Hey, give me $1,000, and I won't mention my product." I would never take the upfront money ever again. I would just say, "I'll come speak for free." Right?
They said we can't pay you. We'll pay for your flight, and I'm like, I'll be there. I just want to fly in the morning, fly out in the evening. The person who I took over was sick or didn't show up or something. They knew 24 hours beforehand, and I mean,
that
it
is
was somebody
gold.
who this is what I'd love doing that, if that makes sense. And
Yeah.
where would we find this information on SpeakerHUB? Where do we go offline, or
Yep,
where's
I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you that. We're going to do that in the
Okay.
back half. I'll show you a full demo of the new SpeakerHUB in the back
I don't
half.
want to take over the whole meeting. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. But you answered the question. Now, imagine if she said, I want $5,000 to show up, right? So we're going to say Sally 1 wants $5,000 to show up and she doesn't have any product to sell. Versus Sally version 2 says, I'll show up for free because I know I got this consulting I can sell on the backside. I'm going to get all these clients out of here. Who do you think is going to get the gig most of the time? Because it costs them $5,000 to pay Sally number 1. And it says, I'm having issues hearing. Are you all, is my mic clear?
Yes, for me, for
Okay, all right, just want to make sure. All right, so Sally number 2 is coming for free, but she gets to sell from the stage. That's where the money is. But you got to have the other products and services. So let me explain to you the future of speaking. Every speaker I've ever worked with, once they tell me that they only get paid for speaking, I don't take them as a client in our done for you business. Why? Because they're going to miss all of the other opportunities where they could be selling their products and services. Because your intellectual property should manifest itself in multiple ways. Maybe in a book, maybe in a course, maybe in a curriculum, maybe in a corporate training. It's the same information. Let me give you a great example. Have you ever heard of not Thinking Rich, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People?
yes.
It was a speech that was given by Stephen Covey, right? And then it became the world's best-selling book outside of the Bible, right? I mean, like, it's the best-selling book ever, right? And then I remember paying $2,000 when I was a financial advisor to go to a live training. They gave me a workbook with a bunch of cassette tapes. Came with like 35 cassette tapes in this thing that weighed like 10 pounds from Nightingale Conant back in like 2001, right? That was a different manifestation. It was the same stuff that was in the $16 book. And then they had the Franklin Covey stores. You remember they had the stores in the mall that sold the planners? Same intellectual property, but he had manifested. Imagine if he had only said, no, I'm only going to give this as a speech. He missed billions of dollars, right? So you got to understand your intellectual property needs to manifest itself in different products and services. But even though it's the same information, people pay for different experiences. Let me give you a great example of people who've mastered this. Disney, Mickey Mouse cartoons, right? That's how they get my daughter. Next thing you know, she got to have Mickey Mouse Pampers and Mickey Mouse T-shirts and Mickey Mouse birthday party last year. I'm like, dude, I'm never showing my kids any more cartoons. She's going to watch Mickey Mouse forever because we're not starting over with Cinderella and going through this same process again, right? But you see how they manifested their intellectual property into other things. So does that make sense? So you get paid in 3 ways: before, during, or after. The best get paid in 2, if not 3 of those ways. Got it? Cool. Next question, Sally. Hopefully this was helpful. High five on killing that. 85 grand. Shh. If you hire me, let me know.
Oh, well, I help people save taxes, and insurance agents make lots of money.
There you go. There you go. Maybe we need to talk. We probably should talk another time. Anyone else? Next question. Next question. Don't be shy. I'm not picking on anybody. I'm just being straightforward. I just want to help you.
There's a question in the chat, Ron.
Go ahead, read it. Go ahead.
The question is, I'm new to this org. This is Denise. She says, I'm from Houston. Can you tell a little bit more about how SpeakerHUB is different from other companies?
Yeah. So Denise, what we do at SpeakerHUB is our goal is to get you booked on what we call the 3 Ps: podcast, paid speaking, and press. Podcast, paid speaking, and press. What we do that's different than everyone else is we give you the direct contact information for the people who are looking for you, right? So if you're looking to get on podcast, we have 3.5 million podcasts that you can reach directly out to the host. If you're looking to get on speaking gigs, local associations, we have, over 200,000 opportunities there. The difference, because that's just talking about the data. The difference is that we have a process that works. So I'm going to bring up what we call the speaker flywheel, right? And yeah, that's a great question, Zan. We're going to get to that. But let me answer this first, and it may answer that question altogether, right? So let me pull up my slides here, and where are my slides? Speaker flywheel. Pro Speaker Summit Day 1. Where is it? All right, I'll just have to bring it up a different way. Pro Speaker Summit and downloads. One moment. Pro Speaker Summit Day 1. Here we go. Perfect. All right. All right. So this is what we call the speaker flywheel, right? And the speaker flywheel is made up of what I call 6 sections, and they all work together. So the first section is inbound. This is how you get inbound leads to come to you. When the old SpeakerHUB was just focused on this. You would create a profile, basically a speaker one sheet, and people would search for you, and our organizers would search for you and reach out to you and say, hey, Tim, you want to come speak at our event? So we call those inbound leads. People can also find you on LinkedIn or your Instagram or Twitter or your personal website. Those are inbound leads. We provide the one sheet, the speaker profile, to help with that. The second part is what we call outbound. This is where you look up an organization via Google, SpeakerHUB, some other database, and you say, hey, yo, I saw you are the host of the Pro Speaker Summit. Can I be a speaker there? Right? So SpeakerHUB helps you with that. That's the 4 million contacts that we have, right? But as a beginning speaker, you probably shouldn't be pitching a 5,000 audience conference, because they're probably not going to accept you because they don't know anything about you. They don't know if you know your topic. How do you build up to being able to get accepted into those types of stages? Well, you start off going on podcasts. In the past, it was radio interviews, right? If you were to think of your top 5 speakers, how many of you, who here has heard their top 5 speakers speak live? All 5 of them, right? Is that Sally's almost there? She was like, 1, 2. I heard. I don't know if I heard all 5 of them. Right? Most of us have never heard.
3 of them. Yes, 3 of them live.
Yeah, but I've never had anyone say they've heard their top 5 speakers speak live. But how did they become their top speaker if they had never heard them live? Because they heard them on a podcast, radio show, or some other form of multimedia presentation. But yet most new speakers say, I don't want to do that. I want to get paid. Cool. Well, you're not going to be Tony Robbins. Because I heard Tony Robbins on a 24-hour seminar that he ran in the 80s. My whole life at 11 p.m., Tony Robbins was telling you to find your power within. And that infomercial was just running next to L. Ron Hubbard and Dianetics. Those were the commercials that I grew up on, right? So either you was going to follow Tony Robbins or you're going to become a Scientologist. Those are your only options if you're up after 10 o'clock. Right? So podcasting is really important in getting your name out there and your word out there so that people know that they should pick you. But it also serves a larger purpose. You can use podcasts as a way for the other people to try you out. So if you've never been on a live stage, but you've been on podcasts, I would reach out to the local associations and send them my podcast episodes. So I would say, hey, Tim, I see you run the Professional Pointers Association, and I have a great speech on how to improve leadership in 3 steps. Here's a podcast that I went on where I talked about this. Now, Tim can evaluate based on 15 minutes of that podcast if I'm even interested enough to come to his organization. Does that make sense? But then now when I show up at Tim's organization, I'm going to show up with my son and I'm going to tell him, hey, take this phone and record dad everywhere he goes. Right? Because now I'm going to turn that one speaking gig with Tim into a speaker reel. So now I got podcast and a speaker reel to send to my next gigs. Does that make sense? So now, once I've shown that I've spoken at the Professional Pointers Association of Texas, when I'm going to apply to the national conference, because I'm going to send them that and say, yo, I spoke at Tim's group in Texas. I would love to have a side stage at the bigger conference. After I've done a bunch of conferences and a bunch of associations, I'm reaching out to Forbes. And I'm going to say, I would love to have a columnist on why pointing fingers are the most important finger in the world. And then I got a column on that. So now guess what happens? Now that I'm in the media, they don't just introduce me as Ron, they introduce me as Forbes columnist, Ron Story. So my speaking gigs go up a little bit higher in price because I made it easier for them to introduce me. The job of a speaker is to be event planner insurance. So you need to have all of the social proof needed in order for them to choose you over the other person. Does that make sense? Now, let me give you a great example of this. Social proof comes in a lot of different ways. When we were running PitchDB, we were a great company and a great services company, but nobody knew us in the speaking business. So I would apply for conferences and they'd be like, you're just a little podcasting company. I'm like, dude, no, we're not just a little podcasting company. That's how they treated me. The minute I bought SpeakerHUB, everybody wants me to talk now. I can get anybody on the stage. I can call anybody. I called Les Brown. I said, Les, we're doing a summit. He was like, why you didn't invite me? Before I owned SpeakerHUB, he would not have taken my call. He wasn't trying to talk to me, right? But now that I own SpeakerHUB, we got 62,000 speakers that use our software. We have the social proof. Everybody wants to be on our stage now. So, but you have to build that same social proof. It took me 6 years to get the respective speakers because I'm not naturally a speaker. Does that make sense? So did that answer your question? How do you do it if you're just starting off? You need inbound and outbound. SpeakerHUB helps you with that. And then we give you the data to make that go. Now, you can some people do it without both? Yeah, but let me show you what happens. When you start reaching out, if you don't have a website or a LinkedIn or a SpeakerHUB page, they're going to go look you up. And where are they going to find you? So you need that inbound stuff set up so that when you do the outbound, they can go confirm that you are who you say you are. Is that fair, Alicia? Because everybody does it. When we get an email, we say, who is this? Right? We go look them up on LinkedIn. We get a message on LinkedIn. We click their profile to see if we should respond or mark them as spam. That's what we do as humans. So you need the inbound stuff set up to confirm that you are who you are when you do the outbound. All right? Okay, Alicia, question.
Yeah, no, I was gonna just say confirm that because I've been out of speaking for a while. I've been taking care of family and I had some medical issues. But prior to stepping away, I had news coverage. I had my website was up. I was all over YouTube. I was already speaking and all of that. And the first thing people would do is say, oh my God, I saw you on this, or I saw you interviewed on that. And they would reach out and I would get emails that say, hi, I'm with a speakers agency and we got a call to see if we represent you. Are you interested in speaking on this date at this conference? They would find me because somebody saw me on the news and was trying to find me. So you're right.
No, it's really, they got to try you on, right? Because all of it takes is for an event planner to bring on an inexperienced speaker, and he gets up and he says, what up, mother, and all y'all, and he's just going off with F words and all of this stuff, and that person just watched their job go away. All because they didn't do a quick background check. All because they didn't verify if this person was really who they say that they were, right? Everybody is seeing on the news where they got the fake sign language people, and then you're like, how y'all let them get up to, y'all didn't even, the person who hired the sign language people didn't have a conversation with this person in sign language first. But we've seen it. People are putting up gang signs on the news. They're like, dude, y'all didn't vet this person to see if they do sign language. So you want to make sure that you make it easy for the event planners to vet who you are. Why? Because you're competing with our customers, and our top customers are they're following the rules. They're working on their inbound and their outbound so that they can beat the people who aren't prepared. The prepared will always beat the prepared if they do equal work. The prepared will always beat the unprepared if they're doing equal work. Right? So what do they say? Hard work beats talent when talent fails to work hard. But if talented also works hard, he will hardly ever be beaten. I believe that. That was beat into me as a kid. Literally, it was beat into me. You know, this was before you could, what do they call it? When you could beat the kids at school. Like I grew up in that era. Yeah, capital punishment, is that what it is?
Corporal.
Oh, okay, corporal punishment. Yeah, I was getting that. You know, my mom and dad were school teachers, so even after they outlawed that in Illinois, since all the teachers were kind of like my godparents anyway, I was still getting beat. You know?
You were getting a SWAT.
Yeah, a few of them, not one. They didn't do one. It was, you know, and then they tell you about it. I'm like, Mom, it really wasn't like that. It didn't matter.
Didn't matter.
You know. So, all right, hopefully that was helpful. Any other questions?
We have a question in the chat that I wanted to bring up from Megan, and this is about inbound and outbound. She has a SpeakerHUB Gold profile.
Yep.
She signed up for SpeakerHUB Gold, and she's realizing, oh, SpeakerHUB Pro is something different. And she's asking, should she cancel SpeakerHUB Gold because she's not getting the opportunities? Can you talk about the value of both and where we're headed there?
So SpeakerHUB in the past, let me just show you, right? Let me pull up my screen here and let's go to the SpeakerHUB.
Reverend Dr. Sharon, this answers your question as well. So there's a few questions about the difference.
Right. So SpeakerHUB in the past was just about speaker profiles, as we call them. Right. It was a great way for you to be found in Google, and it still is. So if we look here, we see Rhonda Nelson. You see that? That's just random, but I can reload the page and it'll bring up another set of people. So you see new people come up. But let's look up Jane Geyer here. Let's type in Jane Geyer. And when we type her into here, a bunch of different Jane Geyers show up. You see that? These aren't all the same people. But if they were looking, this person has passed away, right? But if they were looking for Jane Geyer, the speaker, what would they normally put? They would probably put speaker in the back, correct? Now, once that comes up, it brings up this, it brings up the J.E. Geiger speaker, right? And usually it would bring up her SpeakerHUB profile. Now, I don't know why that's not happening. Let's see, did I spell her name right? Jana.
Jana Geyer.
That's why it's not coming up, right? So when we type in Jana Geyer speaker, you notice she's number one. If we take that speaker out, because there may be some other Jana Geyers, right? Okay, it's bringing her up. There's her Instagram, but what's number two? This is the purpose of inbound. When you're in, your SpeakerHUB profile will keep you ranked very high. This outranks her own personal page. It outranks her Facebook, her LinkedIn. Her main page is here. They're going to see your SpeakerHUB profile before anything else. Her photos, this is a SpeakerHUB photo. This is the importance of the SpeakerHUB Gold package, right? Having a profile in SpeakerHUB, right? Now, what did we add to that? Well, we added all of these other tools, which is the data that we talked about, ChatGPT, the CRM, and I'll show you guys that. But if you subscribe to SpeakerHUB Pro, that includes the profile now. So if you upgrade it to SpeakerHUB Pro, the old profile goes away and you have both of them. They're included in the package together. Does that make sense?
Will you clarify? You said the old profile goes away.
Yeah, so
It doesn't
this, that
disappear.
390, the 349 that
payment.
she's paying,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, that's a good point. The 349 that you're paying per year gets included in this. Does that make sense? So you just don't pay for the profile. We include that because we know that the system, you need all of these things. Like the best speakers are using all of these. How do I know? Because I work with them and I'm booking them. They have the profile. They're using the data. They have a CRM to track their outreaches. They're using ChatGPT to write the pitches, and then they're outsourcing it to somebody, right? This is the full, what we call SpeakerHUB. You need all of these things, and we include that in SpeakerHUB Pro. Does that make sense?
So for anyone who has a gold profile, how should they proceed if they want the pro?
Yep.
Should they send us
Yep.
an email?
So if you have a gold profile currently, right, and it's coming up for renewal, I don't know whenever it's coming up for renewal. Right? When you sign up for SpeakerHUB Pro, we will cancel that renewal, and then it'll be included in this new thing that you have. So you won't be paying for two things. Does that make sense? You can just keep the profile and never get access to our data. We're okay with that, right? You can just keep the profile. If you say, I don't want to do any outreach, I just want to have the profile so that people can find me when they search for me. Keep that $300 a year. But if you want to be proactive and use all of our tools and implement this flywheel thing that we talk about all the time, you're going to need outbound. You're going to need the ability to reach out. Would you all like to see how this works? You want to see, have you all seen New Speaker Hub? I'll show it to you. Let's go look at it, right? So let me log in. You see there's Speaker Hub and there's Speaker Hub Pro. So this is how you would log in. Now, who wants to be my student today to try out? Sally, you want to do it?
Sally, we can't hear you. You're on mute.
Yes, please. I would love to find out about this because I didn't realize
Okay.
there's.
Yep. Let me show you. Let me show you how this works. All right. And right now there are two separate systems. In January, they'll be merged together. So you'll have one login for both things, but we're only 4 months into owning the company. So we have to be able to merge them together, right? It'll take us a little bit of time. So you can see here's our leaderboard. We can see who's been pitching so far today. This is what they've done today because the week just started today. You can see, oh, Israel has already reached out to 47, so forth and so on, right? But let's bring, let's see, 1 second. Is Janet, right? Did she disappear?
Sally?
Sally,
here.
did you leave? Okay,
I'm
let me
here.
pin you because I can't see you. You can you pin her to the room?
I will.
So I can,
I will.
because every time someone joins, it reshifts my people.
Sally's pinned now.
Okay, perfect. So let me focus on that. All right. So Sally, do you have?
I have a password to SpeakerHUB. That's why I'm just getting into right
Yeah.
now.
No, that's perfectly fine. What's the name of your business?
TheTrustIsYou.com.
The Trust Is You and www. This is I was doing something with Bamba, which is he's a good dude. Bamba John Bamba.
www.TheTrustIsYou.com.
Is that right?
Yes.
Is that correct? Okay. And
Yes.
what's your title? You're speaker, coach. What are you?
Speaker.
Speaker. Okay. And where are you located?
Waxhaw, North Carolina, just outside Charlotte. WAXHAW. Oh, North Carolina. Okay.
Like that?
Yep.
All right.
You have to
And
smile
if you
when
had to
say
tell
it.
me in one line, what did you do? What do you do?
I help
I
people save
help.
U.S. taxes.
I help. One more time.
I help people save U.S. taxes. Or I help business owners and investors save taxes with the Spendthrift Trust.
And do you have LinkedIn?
Yes, I do. My name. Do you need my? I can put it in chat if you need it.
Yeah, can you just spell it for me so I can type it? Because I can't see you on the screen. Sally.
SALLY
Uh-huh.
GI M like Mary O N like Nancy.
Like that?
Yep.
All right, let me make sure this is the right one. Perfect. All right. So just by putting in this basic information, and you all will go through this when you sign up for the trial, just by putting in this basic information, I'm going to hit save and I'm going to hit regenerate with AI. And our AI assistant is going to go out, look at her website, look at her LinkedIn, and write a full bio on her that we're going to use to match her to the right speaking gigs. This is the future of SpeakerHUB. This is what everyone has been doing with SpeakerHUB since July. Right? So if you give it 5 more seconds, you can see this bio here is going to get rewritten. It's going to have my name because it's my profile, but the bio is dedicated to Sally, as you can see here.
And this is how much? This is, you said $300 a year?
No, I'll walk through the payment in a moment.
Okay.
Because I don't want to confuse people at the same time. So, but you can see, as a dedicated tax strategist and speaker in North Carolina, I'm deeply passionate about individuals and business owners optimize their financial health through smart tax planning, right? So we write this basic bio. Now, when I click on podcast, she's getting all financial literacy podcast. Do you see that? Is this fair, Sally?
Yes, I do pod match where I get 2 in the morning and 2 in the afternoon, and now I just got at least 10 right there.
Yeah, you got 2,470
Wow. Okay.
that we think you're a match on. Right? So let's say you wanted to go on this here. You click on it, you can listen to it to make sure that you would be a good fit. If you are, all you do is click add to a list and click this orange pitch button. We're going to verify that we have the right information. And in 15 seconds, we look at your profile, your LinkedIn and everything, look at the episodes of this podcast and write a custom pitch for you in that podcast. There it is.
How easy is
15
that?
seconds. There's no excuse for people to not be on stage anymore. Does this make sense?
This is super simple.
Mhm.
You spend
This is what
5 minutes a day and you're done.
exactly.
Yep.
Right. So that's how that works. If I want to go to local associations on financial literacy, now we're bringing out different educational associations or things, business, you can come in and search. You said you talk to insurance agents. Boom. We bring up all of the insurance associations around the world. You can reach out to them and go and give a talk at the Big I in Alabama, whatever you want to do. The Missouri Insurance Coalition, you can reach out to all of them and ask if you can come talk to their agencies. Right? Make sense? You want to go talk
Yes,
at a conference?
I'm reading something, what someone's saying, correct. This is amazing. Okay.
Right? These are all of the financial planning conferences. You want to go talk to investments or
So
retirement?
I want a Forex, like if you put Forex in there, Forex, does it tell you that those two?
If we found those conferences, I mean, it just depends on what we found. So I just go and search for stuff. The Money Show Las Vegas, that's the only one that's there.
Hey,
But
that's still, those are my people.
yeah, it's better than nothing, right? And you want to go to money magazines. Here's all the personal finance magazines. You know, we make it pretty easy for you to reach out to folks.
Now, they're doing this AI reach out. Do you know what the results are? Like, do 80% respond? Do 70%
Yep.
respond?
If you're Barack Obama or Donald Trump, you get a 200% response rate, right? And the reason why I always say that is because we all know that the more you do it and the more known you are, the better results you're going to be. But we don't usually want to accept that we're not that known and not that good yet. So you just have to get in and find your own numbers, right?
Okay.
Because your topic and what you talk about is going to be totally different than what Alicia talks about. If Alicia talks on leadership, she can talk anywhere. If you're talking about Dynasty Trust, there's only a few people who want to talk about that, right? So you got to give yourself, you got to look for your numbers.
Okay.
Does that make sense? You got to look for your numbers. Our job is to provide you with the right data to contact the right person. It's your job to sell yourself. Does that make sense? We will never oversell you at SpeakerHUB. All of these other companies overpromise. You can make this, you can do this. They're lying, right?
Well, this has all the information right there. I'm going to be honest. I've been searching for the information on my own, spending an hour a day sending out emails to people, and it's a black hole sometimes.
You just described the problem that we wanted. You just described the problem we tried to solve. You hit it right on the head.
That's what I'm saying. Like I'm saying, who do I? Hi, you're having a meeting, April 1st, 2025. Who could I contact to get on their speaking page? And you have all that already done for me.
Exactly. We've already done it. We tell you the seasons. We give you all the training you need in order to know how to do it. So let's say you want to do a conference. You click on filter. You want to be pitching 6 to 9 months out for conferences. So if I'm pitching now in October, I'm reaching out to summer 2025 conferences. Right? So I love to show people this because people always ask, well, how do I know it works? Dude, I sent 500,000 emails last year. Like, I'm not afraid to show you that we actually do this for a living, right? 189,000 from November 1st until we bought SpeakerHUB. We put it on hold when we closed the deal because we needed to rebrand and redo it. We sent 189,000 emails. We booked 868 stages.
Wow.
Right? These are real results. They're not, oh, maybe. No, these are real things. I can come here, I can type in Jasmine, Haley, and I can go to interested. And I can see everybody who replied back because she's one of our customers that we did it for, right? Look at what this person says. Jasmine reached out with a basic pitch, basically the same thing that you saw because we use the data from here to train the AI. The AI learns from these emails, right? So this is what she reached out for this in January. That same day, 12 p.m., she got a reply back at 2 p.m. I'm glad you reached out. I would love to meet with you and chat with you about bringing you in as one of our keynotes. Whether she got the gig or not, it ain't our fault anymore. We got her the meeting. Does this make sense? We got her the meeting. We gave her the data to get the meeting, right? So when I come in and I type in leading edge in here, into conferences, let's put any season, doesn't matter. I know leading edge is in there because that's the data I used. Like this is our real stuff. This isn't some maybe. These are my real customers. Call them, ask them, have you worked with Ron? They will tell you yes. If not, they need to wonder, how do I have access to their inbox for the gigs that we send for, right? You can see I have permission for this. Right? This is a gig that was done after they didn't think she was a good fit. That's okay. But she got the meeting. Do you see what I mean? This is our job. Our job is to get you the meeting. Your job, Tim, Alicia, Maiden, Lena, you gotta go speak for yourself and close the deal. Mm-hmm. Alicia, what's your question?
This is very impressive. I love it. And what it makes me think of with what you just said, my favorite James Brown lyric of all time is, I don't want nobody to give me nothing. Just open up the door and let me get it myself. And that's exactly what this looks like to me. Just
can we put that on the t-shirt? We got to get that on the t-shirt. Just open the door. I'll get it myself. That's it. In the words of the rapper Nelly, let me in now. Let me in now. Bill Gates, Donald Trump, let me in now. Same words, just a different way to say it, right?
Absolutely. Wow.
Ron, we have some questions in the chat. Also, people are asking the same question. The question is, they need to make some updates to their profile, and they're on the previous SpeakerHUB. If they make updates to their profile, will it update in the new platform?
No, it won't. And I'm gonna tell you why that don't even matter. Why? Because all of those people you saw, Jasmine and the other folks that we sent those for, this was before we owned SpeakerHUB. So they didn't even have a speaker profile. They had LinkedIn. What you're pitching is to get the meeting. You notice everyone said, I'll meet with you. You're not pitching to get the gig. Do you see what I mean? Imagine, let's go back to what we all know. We all know dating. Imagine if you walked up to someone that you were interested in. If you're a woman, maybe people approach you and they said, hey, I would love to marry you someday and have 3 kids. Here's my last 5 dating people I've dated. Here's how the relationships went. You would say, this person's weird. Why are they giving me all this information and they want me to marry them right now? What you do, you say, hey, I think you look nice. If you're single, I would love to go to coffee. Hey, I see you're the host of the conference. If you're still looking for speakers, I would love to hop on an intro call. Right? Since they don't know you, you put a little bit of qualifications, but not much more. It's like having on decent clothes. They look at your outfit. They say, okay, he's not homeless. He has on decent shoes. He has a haircut. Okay, I'll go to coffee with him. Right? That's what they're doing to you. They're making that judgment. But if you send them this long thing, they're like, why is this person so needy? Because they're used to dealing with the professionals that are just saying, yo, let's hop on a quick 10-minute intro call because it's about the relationship. In the Pro Speaker Summit, we did this thing called the Pro Speaker Summit. Angela should put the link in the chat. We had 37 of our clients and top speakers that I know, including Les Brown and a bunch of other top speakers. We did this for SpeakerHUB customers for free. October 17th through the 15th through the 17th. The replays are up. Go watch it. There's a session by a guy named Stan Pearson who has spoken for the Virginia Association of Tourism for 10 years. 10 years. Why? Because it's about the relationship. It's not about them getting you to come speak once. It's about them wanting to build with you and help, you help them accelerate the mission of their organization for years. For years, not just one time. So we're pitching, hey, how do we build a relationship where we can help each other versus pick me to dance? I want to come make a TikTok for your company. They don't want that. They want a relationship with Les Brown. They want a relationship with Matthew Pollard. They want a relationship with Janice Goldwater, John Whitehead. They don't want the one and done. Nobody likes that in life. They don't want to feel used by you coming in, doing one speech and never talking to them again. They don't want to feel like a stepping stone to the next thing. There's a great, E.J. Johnson talks about this. Go watch his session in the summit. He talks about how at maximum 30% of your revenue should come from being on stage. The other 70% should come from your other products and services. Right? Go ahead, Tim. What's up?
Yeah, thanks, Ron. Love that profile, the new platform. So I need to update my information. The question I had actually is, I'm presently actually on the old SpeakerHUB. Do I update my profile on there? Do we wait until January? You said they're going to merge in January.
Well, the login will merge, but if you want to get booked, you should be using SpeakerHUB Pro, right? You need a pro account if you want to do outbound. If you want to go ahead and update your current profile and you don't want to do outbound, just go ahead and update it. It'll be updated. All of that information will be merged, but it'll just be in the old SpeakerHUB.
Okay, right? And then the pro is the paid, correct?
The pro is paid. We don't have a free account for this. Why? Because we just can't. I got staff to pay, and I can't afford to give away this stuff. And then our staff, you go get rich from speaking, and our staff, I have to lay off because I can't pay them. Right.
So effectively, to understand fully, effectively then from January when you merge, it's only going to be then paid profiles, and that's where you've got the different scales of pay.
Yeah, when we merge in January, both of them together, we will still allow people to create a free profile because that's a win-win for us. It builds our SEO in the company. It makes someone may come find you with let me show you the difference. This is why everybody should have a paid profile. I'm going to show you a cheat code. So you got to, let's say it's Jana. And let me log out of here and I'll show you why this is why you want to pay. How many people like competition? If you like competition, raise your hand, right? You want people competing with you, right? So you can see Jenna is not one of our paid members. So what are we putting next to Jenna? Competition. Why? Because we need them to find a speaker. We want the organizer to find somebody. If Jenna isn't the right one, we'll suggest some of her competition. Is that fair? But watch this. Watch what I'm about to show you. But if you have a gold or a silver profile, you see Mark Donlin right here. Where's Mark's competition on the left? When they come find Mark, they're going to find Mark. Why? Because Mark paid to get those people off. He said, take these people off my thing. Don't be showing my competition if they came to look for me. That's the value of the gold profile. He's on here with Grant Cardone. He has multiple speaker reels. He has 7 speaker reels. He has photos of him doing different things. He has a slideshow that you can download. He has all of the things that we talked about. Remember the media? He has his books and his articles. All of the things that we talk about in the Flywheel, he has here. So people can try him out with no competition. That free page, your competition, they over here waving their head like, pick me. Pick me over here, you know? But we'll give you that, but we're going to show your competition on the left. And you're only going to be able to put up one thing, right? Because if it was worth something, we think you should pay. And we would love to help you. We want to help you. But if they just want a free profile, we give it to them. Make sense? Because it's just not fair. Let me give you a great example. We have 62,000 users on SpeakerHUB. All of them want to do paid speaking at conferences. If we gave them access to our 45,000 conferences, the organizer is going to be annoyed. They're going to say, why are all these unqualified people pitching us that shouldn't be pitching us, right? So we reserve that for the people that are dedicated to speaking. And if they don't see it as a value to invest in their speaking business, we don't see it either. We're like, cool. You know, those who invest usually get a great ROI. And there's a money back guarantee. Let me make that very clear. We offer a 365-day money back guarantee. Find another speaking company that does that. Find another software company that does that. Usually it's 30 days. 365 days. You send the pitches on our software, you don't get invited to speak someplace, I will give you your money back. And it's in writing. It's on the freaking page. Right? That's how much I know.
The different offerings? Sorry, Ron. Are you going to run through the different offerings?
Yep. I'm going to show it to you right now. Yep.
Thanks.
Yep. I'll walk you through that. So this is the new SpeakerHUB. Everyone can go to speakerhub.com. You're going to come to this page, right? We need to update this number because we're over 62,000 now, right? And this is the old way that Sally was talking about. Making a spreadsheet, Googling. This is the new way I just showed you today. Use AI to match you and send the pitches, right? So depending on the level of speaker you are, let me scroll down. If you're just exploring speaking for the first time and you don't know if you even want to do this, you should start off getting on podcast. That's what our exploring package is. It's $49 a month. You'll find out really quickly whether or not you want to be a speaker. You get enough pitches to be on anywhere from 4 to 10 podcasts in a month. On the emerging speaker, this is for people that are brand new. They know they want to speak, but they're not ready for a 1,000-person audience. So they should be building their momentum in the smaller stages, right? It's $197 a month, but you get access to the podcast, the associations, and the media outlets.
Ron, can you talk about association and what that is? Like, what is that?
An association is a small gig. So imagine if I wanted to go speak at a large, Tim, what do you talk about?
Employee well-being and stress and anxiety to avoid burnout for corporate leaders.
Right. So there's only 3 speeches you could ever give. You can teach someone how to improve a skill. You can teach them how to be a better leader. You can teach them how to make money. Tim's fits in 2, probably 3 of those, right? Because if you avoid burnout and stress as a manager, you're a better leader. Learning to reduce stress is a skill. And if you do that effectively, the company's probably going to make more money, cut down retention, so forth and so on. So effectively, Tim can go speak at any conference he wants, because all he has to do is to frame his topic for that conference. So instead of saying, I don't want to go talk to the women's entrepreneurs group, I'm a man. Women don't get stressed, bro. Women don't need leadership. Women don't want to make money. Okay, good luck, right? But it's his job to tune that speech to fit that conference. Is that fair? Right? So when you do that, most of the time, if you haven't spoken in front of, say you wanted to go talk to the E-Women's Network, and they got this big conference they do with like 4,000 women go to it. Well, you probably should go talk to a little small local chapter of some women's organization in your area and get some film or some footage of you in a room as a man in a room full of women in a group that's saying that, hey, here's what I did for the women's entrepreneurship group of North Carolina, and send that with the reviews. So that's the value of the associations. You get in front of the smaller groups of your target audience that you could use as social proof for the bigger stages. If I'm going to go talk to financial advisors, I'm not reaching out to the big independent agents financial advisor conference. I'm going to the local ones in Illinois. And I'm going to go talk at a few of their things because they're going to see Northwestern Mutual logo in the background, or Allstate logo, or Edward Jones logo. And they're going to say, man, he talked to Edward Jones. He must be good. Now, they didn't know there were 6 people in the room. And I told my nephew, don't turn that camera around to show that my audience was this big. But all they need to know is that I've talked to that audience before. John liked that. John spoke in front of a few rooms with 5 people in it. Me too. Right? So that's the value of the association. It gets you the footage you need so that you can be so you can get on the bigger stages. But let me tell you how this works. If I go talk to the big eye a lot of people here live in DC, Maryland, Virginia, DMV. One of my clients, Robert Youngblood, he got invited to talk to the one in Virginia. And I said, Rob, you live in Richmond, bro. If you don't make that call to the DC chapter, go and talk in DC. And then go and talk at the one in Baltimore, right? And then hit up the one in Norfolk and go talk at all of these local insurance associations. Because when they ask for this is what they do. They send out an email. They say, hey guys, we're looking for good speakers for this year's national conference. If you get DC, Virginia, Baltimore, and Norfolk to all recommend Rob Youngblood, he has 4 votes versus everybody else. You see the value of the, now he may not get the main stage, but he may get a B stage. He may get a breakout session because he talks about LinkedIn. So that's a great breakout topic. Do you see how these things build momentum? Sally, good to see you. Glad you joined. Join us again, right? But does this make sense, guys? How you use one to get a larger one. There are no secrets. The secret is work. Stop buying all these courses trying to tell you that you got some secret. It's just work. It's just work. Okay, I'm sorry.
That's okay. Will you continue on with the pricing? So I'm
Yes,
sorry,
yes.
I cut you off in the middle.
No. You will. This is why she does what she does. She brings me back in because I'll get to talking about something else, right? So emerging is for those new speakers that are not ready for the larger conferences. And then experience, this is for the part-time or full-time speaker that's ready for more conferences, right? We give you the speaker success formula to tell you how many pitches you should be sending, how it works for each stage of your speaking career, right? And I'll bring that up really quickly so you can see what I'm talking about, right? So depending on where you are, here it is. If you're a new speaker, you should be doing podcasting associations. That's why we keep that there. This is all you need to do inside of SpeakerHUB. You go in, you pitch 2 podcasts a day at 3 associations. At the end of the year, you'll have been on 48 podcasts and had 12 association gigs, minimum. How many of you all did more than 12 gigs last year? Let me stop. How many of you did more than 12 gigs? Right? So at minimum, you should do this. How many of you were on 48 podcasts last year? At minimum, you should do this. Do you see what I mean? Because this gets you in the game. This makes you a top 10% speaker in the world because the average speaker has only done 5 gigs. 5 in the last 12 months. On average, I don't care what they tell you. We got the data. They're doing 5 gigs a year on average. So if you want to be top tier speaker, follow the Flywheel. We will get you on more podcasts and more association gigs. As you get better, start adding those conferences in. You'll start off on a side stage, but you'll eventually get the main stage. Add the conferences. This puts you on 48 podcasts, 12 local associations, and then a conference a quarter. This is tens of thousands of people that know about you. If you got another product, you're winning. Imagine if you got these other consulting gigs and things. This is enough. The great thing about associations is that everybody who's in the audience is a business owner. So if you sell your services, Tim, those 20 people in the room can make a decision to buy your courses or your consulting for their organization. Is that fair? That's what Sally was talking about. She was willing to go for free because 15 other businesses paid her $7,000 on the backside to buy her consulting, her tax consulting. Got it? Other questions? Did that answer your question, Tim? Did I give you a fair shot? Cool. Everything comes with a free trial. So you can try the new SpeakerHUB Pro today for 7 days. Cost you nothing. You can hop in. John Whitehead, good to see you, man. Come back. We'll be here tomorrow. We'll be here every day. Same bad channel, same bad time.
Yeah, we'll catch you out later on. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
All righty. Yep. Can we use SpeakerHUB Pro to pitch the leads? Oh, this is, who paid her to ask this? Because this is incredible.
Great
like,
question, Nicole.
Good Lord, like she been reading my mind. Like finally, we had an argument on our team yesterday about
We
this.
did.
Let me show you. Who asked that question?
Nicole.
Nicole, here we go. You see this? We have a section called leads. You see my screen, Nicole? You can unmute and talk. You don't have to just talk in the chat box.
Thank you.
Hey, Nicole, we got a section here called leads, and you can click on upload leads. And you can say you want to upload a list of conferences. You click there, you can upload a CSV list of conferences. Let me see if I got something on here. I can just.
So if I upload it, does it upload for me or for everybody? I've been speaking for about 20 years and I've taken a hiatus, but I have fresh leads. I have some that I've cultivated, places I need to go back to.
Oh yeah, no, they only upload to you. You can share them with your team.
Your account.
Right?
Okay.
So like, say for instance, I want to upload a list of conferences. I'm gonna just make up some stuff, right? Let me see if I can find some leads in here. Let me find something. Matthew Pollard, SKO lead sample, right? So I'm gonna upload these leads. And you can see it automatically is matching the first name and last name. You see how it does it automatically? But you can go in and fix it, right? You can see I don't have the company, so I can come in and put in company.
Okay.
You see that?
Yep.
You see how you can match all of that? And then look at the bottom. Guess what it's going to say, right? It's going to say, I need one field with email address. So I left that one off. Where's my email addresses? Bam, working email. Email. Where's emails?
Toward
Email.
the top.
There we go. All right. Now, what does it say? I thought I put email. Oh, I got multiple in there with email. That's the problem. Do not import. And then list name, country, working email, personal email. Yeah, let's do this one. Email address. And did the error go away?
So yeah, you need an event
name.
name.
I need an event name. Yeah. So see, it's going to make sure it's right.
So is the event name the name of the list, like where you got these leads from?
No, it could be the company name or whatever, but we're saying like, since I said conferences, it's looking for the name of the conference because the AI needs to write the name of the conference in there. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So let me put event name as, where is it on here? LinkedIn company industry. I don't see event name on the left. Oh, I need to pick one. My bad. Let's call it Snowflake Director or something. I'm just going to put some crap in here. What is the company name? Company here. I want to put this as event name. Right. So, because we're just going to reach out to that company, right? So now it says, do I want to upload the lead? So I'm going to upload 419 leads here. And then it's going to ask if I want to share. Okay, so I did something wrong. But let me just go back because I don't feel like playing with this. But it works because
I got the gist of it. I can see what the,
Yep. But what you can do, you can share them with your team though, right? So inside of here, if you have a team member that's going to be pitching for you, it gives you the option to share those leads with your team members.
Okay.
Just in case if you want your assistant pitching. And you can say, I want her to get these, but I want Janice to have these, and I want Miguel to have these. You can send them to whom you want to send them to.
Okay.
Got it?
Yep.
Let's see.
On the different packages, is it extra to have a team?
Nope.
What
right
level
now it's
do
not.
you have? Okay.
Nope. You can have a team on any package currently. We include that on every package currently. Right?
Awesome.
Yep. So we don't charge you anything more to have a team member. They share your pitches every month. Right? But and it costs you nothing. So the leads you upload, they don't cost your credits.
Okay.
So you can upload 1,000 leads and send to those 1,000. It costs you none of your credits with us.
Okay.
Is that fair?
Thank you. Yes, sir.
Yeah, we're gonna help you win. This is our job is to help you to win. Any other
been looking
questions,
for
guys?
this.
Hey, we've been waiting for y'all. Where y'all been? No, just kidding. So, any other questions, guys? We're in overtime, 9 minutes over. I'm willing to stay as long as people have questions that I can help them to answer. I'm here to help you. My job is to help you to get booked on more stages. Any other questions? Any other questions for me? Don't be shy. You ain't gonna offend me.
I put the link to the 7-day trial, to the trial in the chat. So if you want to try it out, try it out. Come tomorrow. We'll be here tomorrow. If you have questions as you're getting started, we're happy to help.
Yep. Any other questions? Frank, Reverend Sharon, David, Eddie, good to see you again. Yep. Any other questions? Any other questions? If not, guys, this is great. Bart, you got any questions? Embedded, what's the embedded enemy? What's that? Tell us about that. Don't be shy, man.
No, I'm far from that. That's a book I wrote. It's a story about insider threat attack when I served in the Army. So what I speak on is what's called situational awareness security derived from that attack to try to prevent insider threat attacks, active shooter attacks, all related.
Oh, that's incredible. That's incredible. Hopefully we can help you to get booked on more stages because that's definitely needed nowadays in the States. I never would imagine as a kid having to hide. I remember having to get under the desk because they thought we was going to get bombed by Libya. Y'all remember that? I don't know if y'all remember that. When we used to have the bomb threats back in like the early 80s. You had to hide under the desk or the tornado warnings, right? I never imagined that I would ever have to run from someone shooting in schools. And, I'm fortunate to not have lived through that. Any other questions, guys, before we close it out? I'm willing to stay as long as you want to stay. Hopefully this was helpful. If you didn't get anything else out of today, the main topic will always be you got to be pitching more stages. That's the only way you're going to get booked. Nobody's going to come and hand you a dream, So let me know if there's anything I can do to help you. Good to see you, Alicia. You always have great questions. Thank you so much for your feedback. And I'll catch up with you all tomorrow. We'll be back here tomorrow.
Tomorrow, I'm going to try to be here, but I'll be taking my mom to physical therapy, so I may be sitting outside her physical therapy all quiet. So
We'll be here. Be sending pictures. So we're gonna do this every day for the rest of the year. So we'll be here for you guys.